So then when I went home to my mom at 10, I asked her, hey mom, can I grow my locks? And at the time she was like, she didn't really want the backlash of having our children with locks if that's not what their choice is. And, you know, Rastafari and school and all this stuff, it was difficult. But I was just like, I want to grow my locks. I just want to grow my locks. So she had given me the okay to do so. But then by the time because I was going to turn 11 soon, and when I had decided, I was 10 going on 11, and so by the time I'm 11, she was like telling me to comb it out. So I had to comb it out, and I wasn't happy about it. However, I went on with my day-to-day life. And then this is where I was getting into my calling. Like I would start having dreams, prophetical dreams. My mother had that gift as well. You know, she would have prophetical dreams as well. And she had predicted some stuff. And she was powerful in her own way. And like I said, my mother's story is not my story to tell from the beginning, but because of my memories and my experiences, she is going to come into some of my stories because it is only natural. She's my mother. I started, when I look at people used to just say, your eyes, whenever you look at me, it seems like you're looking right through me. I was always told that. And they would sometimes tell me, I'm scared of your eyes. Then the boys would say, oh, you have dreamy eyes. I love your eyes, you have dreamy eyes. But adults would tell me, your eyes, they look like they're looking straight through me. And part of the thing is, I could see a lot when I look at people. Like I would get flashbacks of some memories when I would look at them. And so I used to practice looking in the mirror into my own eyes to see if I could calm my eyes down and say, how can I look at people without them feeling fearful? Or how can I control when I look at people so I don't see so much? So by the time I was 13, I remember it was Jamaican Labor Day. I can't remember the day, but I remembered that everyone was saying it's Labor Day. It's Labor Day. And that was the aim that I rise from a vision. And in that vision, it said to me that I must grow my locks, lock thine ear. I don't want to go into all details of my vision because I think some things are sacred and should still remain sacred. I rise from my resting and I said, today is the last day I'm going to comb my hair. This was 13 years old. I went outside, I washed my hair, and my grandmother was at the house this time. And I went to her and I said, Grandma, can you please shiny bump my hair? Shiny bump is the style that you would plait and then you would roll it up like this. And then this would become a shiny bump. So all my hair was entirely into these little knots, bumps. that were called shiny bump in Jamaica. And I was rocking that for quite some days. And I told myself when I lose it out, I was just gonna keep that and then just wash my hair and just keep going. So I wasn't combing my hair. I would just use my hand and part it like you see I'm parting my hair like this now. And I would just keep my hair into either 2, 4, so 2 at the back, 2 at the front, or I would just put 1 up top like this and 1 at the back in 2, or 2 like this. Easy way. I was the one who's responsible for my hair from I was 6 years old. So my mother never liked to comb my hair because I'm tender-headed. I always cry every time and she doesn't have the patience. So I was the one combing my hair and my siblings' hair, right? And that's where the hairstylist came from, where I was creating my own styles in my sister's hair, and that's when I started to say I wanted to be a fashion designer because I'm always dressing my sisters, combing their hair and stuff, and I started to see myself like, I want to be a fashion designer. I want to dress my own girls. I want to do their own makeup. I want to do their hair, and I would start envisioning that. But moving from that, I locked my hair, and when my locks came and cannot comb out anymore, I went and I showed my mom the lock. I'm trying to find the one because I always marked it. This was the one. And at the time it was right here because I used to have, my hair was never really short. So when it locked, I pulled it out and I said, feel this, Mom. And she feeling it. And I said, it's locks. I said, I'm not going to comb out it again. This time it's staying. And she said, all right. And I told her, when I'm going to go back to school, I want her to buy some wraps. And so I started to wrap my hair. Here's where the part that I wanted to share. I am the principal. Her name was Miss Garden. Miss Garden was the name of my principal when I was going to Santa Cruz All Age. She used to love me. She would always call me to come to her yard to pick cherries because she had cherry trees and I love cherries. So I used to go over there on my break time and hang out with her on our veranda and eat cherries, and she would talk to me. I would stop by every single AM and say, good morning, Mrs. Garden. And she's like, hey, Kadisha, have a good day in class and blah, 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 blah. You know? And when I returned back to school and I wrapped my hair, and so I went to say good morning to her. That was back then when I used to use the word good morning. Now I say happy new day, and so on and so forth. Happy rising. These are now my terms that I use because I believe that when you get a certain way in your life of knowing, of having knowledge, you are supposed to also speak upwardly and uprightly without using certain words that is in or carry a negative frequency. When she saw me standing at her office door, she was looking at me like, and then she's like, I see that she was displeased. And she was like, oh, what you have on your head? I said, I'm growing my locks. I said, I have locks now and I'm wrapping my hair to come to school. She's like, you better go take that cloth there off of your head and stop telling me foolishness. That's exactly what she said. Anyways, I went to class. I didn't care what she said. I went to class and I was wrapping my hair to go to school every single day. And she did not like that. She stopped talking to me. I went one day to ask her for some cherry and if I could come home. No, come off of me and never come back to my yard, because her house was right on the school campus. Yeah. So her home was right there, the school and her home was there, so she could walk from our home to our office. And she didn't want me to ever come back to her home. She never talked to me ever again. As long as I had that cloth on my head, she never wanted nothing more to do with me. However, I just said to myself, it's okay. This is my path. This is what I'm doing. This is who I am. And I have my locks when I was 13. Yes, I cut my locks. It would be way longer than this, but as you can see on the end that it looks like I'm always cutting. Yes, I always cut it so I could keep it healthy. And it gets heavy when you wash it. Like, it's very light right now, but the longer it is and you wash it, it gets heavy. And I've realized that when I cut it, it keeps more bouncier and healthy. So I do that for health growth of my hair. I wanted to share that part of Rastafari for me, as though I am not a part of religion or denominations or anything like that. But the reason why I have my locks is because I'm connected to that and it's part of who I am. The reason why I don't eat meat is because it's connected to me and who I am. I did fall back when I was 26 years old, and the reason why I felt back at that time is because I was with trial at that time, and my cravings was for fried chicken, and I couldn't understand why I was craving for fried chicken and boiled eggs. I was craving for fried chicken and boiled eggs, and I was like fighting so hard. But I would be in my sleep and I would smell the fried chicken where there's no fried chicken. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like fiending for it, like I'm losing my mind. And I'm like, no, I don't eat chicken. But however, I went to the Halal food market. It's a Muslim store that they sell their own kosher meats and organic meats. And I went there and I bought the meat and I made it myself and had it. And that's when I had break, because of my pregnancy, to chicken and eggs. But after all of that, for a few years, then I went straight back into eating vegetarian meals. And I still have fish. I still have fish up to this day, so that would make me a pescatarian because I eat fish. I do not eat shrimp. I do not eat eggs. I only eat fish and vegetables. So, and I don't eat all fish. And there's a certain weight of the fish. If it's over 5 pounds, I don't eat the fish. I eat small fish. I don't eat all the fish, and I don't eat all seafood. I only eat certain fish from the ocean. So making that clear as well.